Can we
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, we want to say
Kahala Yahweh wa Yahushai Bahashib Rakah Kudash.
and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This weekend is so-called Thanksgiving weekend across North America, and also known as Christopher Columbus Day, which is a day that many people don't understand the root and the atrocities and the actions that befell that day. To not only, not just only the North American Indians, but Latinos as well, and some Jakes as well. Because back then, when Christopher Columbus came over here, he didn't come over here on a sense of, he didn't come over here with a guessing game. He knew where he was coming. He knew, they understood that that the other Israelites were here in the other hemisphere of the world. And actually, I'm gonna read an article real quick. I found whatever comes to the screen.
Yeah, that's right. Because just like as the brother said, Christopher Columbus, he had a blueprint, he had a goal, he had a plan that he wanted to pretty much accomplish in due time, man. And that's why when he came here, he took his time. He learned everything, that Gad taught him. And Gad is so-called Native American Indians in the scriptures, which Gad means truth. So he pretty much studied them, man. Because that's what the so-called white man does. Before he tackles something, he studies about it, and he pretty much, even at that, Esau himself, he could not take down Gad. He had to get Jake to take down Jake, man. He had to get, Israelites that were slaves to take out, some of the so-called Native American Indians, man. So, you know what I mean? So that was his goal, man. And the scripture talks about never trust thine enemy, man.
This is in the Washington Post, and it says Christopher Columbus didn't discover America; he never set foot in North America. It says during four separate trips that started with the one in 1492, Columbus landed on various Caribbean islands. That are now the Bahamas, as well as the island later called Hispaniola. He also explored the Central and the South American coast, but he didn't reach North America, which of course was already inhabited by Native Americans.
Exactly.
So there were already people over here, and this is a secular post. This is outside the scriptures. And the scriptures talk about how Israel would be scattered across the four corners of the earth. If you want to pull up the scripture on that, actually, there's one. You can get the one in Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
Real quick. Because that's a curse, man, for all of us Israelites to be scattered across abroad everywhere on the whole planet. We're supposed to be a nation and stick together. But we're all over the place. And at that, we're all over the place, living out the customs and the ideologies of these different nations that we're living with.
This is in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
And that's crazy, because in the movie 1492, Christopher Columbus had different books that he was taking onto his voyage. And one of the books, there were the Apocrypha, and had it was either the Apocrypha or the Bible, if I don't remember exactly. But him and this other guy that was with him were talking about Esdras, because that's another thing. A lot of things that Christopher Columbus was Latin. All right, that he was a Spaniard, and he was actually a so-called Jew. Like these Jewish people today that run Hollywood and that live in Israel right now, he was
one of them.
He was one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why his name is actually Cristobal Colon, which is a well-known Jewish last name.
Back then, and now too.
Yeah, and now too. So this man, like a lot of the information, all right, or so-called wisdom that Esau brings out because I was never taught any of this in the school system.
Yeah.
Which, guess what? They're hiding the truth from Jake.
Yeah.
That's why you Israelites, man, you guys, you Jakes that trust not only in this society but trust in your oppressor are foolish, man.
Yeah.
They lie right to your face. In the same, at the same time, they will do the opposite of what they're telling you right in front of your face, and
Yeah.
you still want to love them.
Yeah, and like Salakia,
Yeah, go
you know,
ahead.
like an example that is, Christianity. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
when has Christianity showed love to the world that they speak of? Because when you look at the foundation of Christianity and how it was built, it was pretty much the foundation of it is rape, rob, murder, and everything, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
literally,
yeah.
raped little boys. Like when you look at these Catholic churches, right? So they push out love all the goddamn time. But when have you showed love, man?
Yeah.
You know, be the example of the things that you say, man.
Yeah.
But then that goes to show you again, man, just like what the brother is just saying, man. They contradict themselves so much,
right.
but people are so fucking stupid that they don't see the true color of these people, man. Just like even with Thanksgiving, man. You got people coming from different parts of the world having their own customs, right? But then when they come here, they forget everything, their so-called religion and the customs that they must abide by. They forget all that, but then, they do every fucking thing that this society teaches them. Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, but then yet they go back to their own, beliefs after they celebrate these fucking holidays, man. These holidays are pagan. And when you try to tell Jake that, when you try to tell our people that these holidays are wicked and it has a root, okay, it had a beginning, and the beginning of it was not fucking nice, man, okay? These people, the reason why, they eat turkeys, okay, the turkey represents the so-called Native American Indians, and when they slaughter it, man, okay, you know what I mean? Everything,
That's crazy.
Everything has a root to it, man. So you can't just go about, saying, well, that's not what I celebrated for, or, that's not what it is for me. You're still by default,
Yeah.
right? Like, you are still keeping the customs and you're celebrating these holidays by default.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean? Even though, right, like, you might say to yourself that, that's not what I celebrated for, or that's not what it is for
Whatever
me.
excuse you give
yeah,
yourself,
exactly. Whatever excuse you give to yourself, guess what? Around this time, you're going to go buy turkey. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
Or
you
you're going to
can
feel compelled to.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you can say, you know what? Well, because it's cheaper, now around this time. That doesn't give you a
Yeah.
fucking excuse to go buy turkey and cook it the exact same way that everybody else is cooking it, and then you're eating it on that day. You know what I mean? You are by default celebrating these fucking holidays, man, and the Lord is getting pissed at that. That's why the Lord said, I will not smell your solemn assemblies, man.
I got a precept for the brother. This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 18. And it says, "Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise."
Yeah.
And that's simple, man. Like, but before we came in this truth, guess what? We believed in these so-called, these pagan days.
Yeah.
These pagan days that are celebrated in this kingdom. We believed in them. I believed in Christmas wholeheartedly back in the day.
Yeah.
I believed in Thanksgiving. I didn't know nothing about this. But guess what?
Yeah.
It was all a lie.
Exactly.
That's the point. And then it says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh."
Exactly.
So, like the brother said, when the Lord said, "That's why I don't smell your solemn feast days and shit," it's because everything that you Jakes are doing are things that your oppressor taught you to do.
Yeah.
Yo, imagine having a woman and like you're with her for a while, and then everything she does, whether it be sexually or non-sexually, and she does it to please you. She tells you, and you're like, yo, I'm happy with you, man. You really know how to make a man happy. She's like, yeah, my ex taught me everything. It's like, what? That's how the Lord feels.
Like it just throw you off.
Yeah, this throws you off. It's like, what? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, you're telling me I'm just getting the byproduct of your ex?
Yeah.
You think that's why the Most High doesn't give a shit. That's why you Jakes are in the situation you're in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Back then you trusted Christopher Columbus, and now you still trust him.
Yeah.
And he's not even, like me, he might be here in the reincarnation, but he's not even here to set foot in front of your face.
Yeah, his customs
Yeah.
still are alive until today.
That's right.
You know?
And you'll even see North American Indians themselves and
They're doing
Latinos
that.
doing it, getting the turkey, cutting it up, enjoying time, saying prayers to God and Jesus.
Yeah.
Misnaming, man, like, can you see the amount of, it's like, literally, it's like taking a pot, you're trying
Yeah.
to cook it, you just put whatever in there.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about it is only spiritual men can see that there's a heavy weight of wickedness around that, whereas the rest are just like, what the fuck is wrong with
Blinded.
you? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they will look at you like you're crazy, man. You know, just like the other day, you know, like I was just telling, you know, like my woman, yo, like you know, like by default, you're actually fucking worshiping these holidays when you're not supposed to. You know, like your belief does not agree with this shit. Why the hell do you do it? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you call
Like it
her
doesn't
out.
make
Yeah,
sense,
yeah,
man.
yeah, absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
But then again, man, it goes to show you that these people are actually, you know, they are actually, what's it called? You know, they are mentally trapped to the ways of Esau.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a spell, man.
Because-
Hollywood.
yeah.
Hollywood. It's a spell
It-
among all of us.
Can't because like we came from the I'm a plan or so like we came from like like I'm a like I'm a like I'm a different like I'm a side of the world, right?
Yeah,
you know,
east side of the world,
right?
yeah.
Like I'm a where in so-called Africa do they celebrate like I'm a Halloween
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Thanksgiving?
correct.
So why the fuck do you do it here? You know, and just because everybody doesn't hear it doesn't make it right, man. You know, if everybody here is a homosexual, are you gonna become homosexual too?
That's right. That's
Fuck,
right.
man. Like honestly, man. You know, only the men that actually sigh and cry for the abomination that be done in the midst thereof, you know, are the ones who are gonna be pissed off at this, man,
right.
because it's not right. You know, and these people, they always talk about making a change in the world. How the hell are you gonna make a change in the world if you don't even allow people to speak, you know, against the wickedness that's actually happening, man? You know?
You're trying to make a change of something that you're a part of.
Yeah.
You know, that's wrong, man. That's why the true men of the Lord are continually going to be standing out here speaking against the lies of this kingdom, man.
Yeah.
Every holiday, every so-called holiday, you can catch us speaking about it, man. That's why when all hell breaks loose, man, there's going to be no excuses because the Most High.
We broke down everything.
Yeah, man, he had every corner or every corner filled. Every aspect of your guys' excuses are blocked.
Yeah, and even at that, you can literally go search up everything on Google. And,
Yo, I have it on my iPhone right
Yeah.
now, and it's the truth.
Yeah.
And it was like literally the first thing I searched up, and it was the first link I clicked.
You see that?
And you telling me most people still don't know this?
Yeah, but you got people who are on Instagram 24/7. That's what the scripture says. In the last days, men shall be lovers of their own self, taking selfies, man. You know what I mean? Yo, you know what I mean? Like,
That's what they should add that in the scriptures.
Yeah, honestly,
That
man.
love themselves.
Yeah.
Take selfie.
Yeah, because man, like people today, they're all about themselves, man. And this world promotes loving yourself.
That's right.
You know, we're not telling you to hate yourself, but you gotta hate your life. You know, like the scripture says, if you don't hate your life, then you can't be a servant of Yahweh.
That's right.
You know what I
You
mean?
can't bear your cross.
Yeah. You know, because again, like I was saying, this world teaches that you gotta love yourself and you gotta, pretty much move according to what your heart tells you. It's all about self-worshiping, man. That's why you got people who celebrate their birthdays all the goddamn time.
Every
you
year.
know?
Sometimes they celebrate. Man, you got people who celebrate their half birthdays.
What the
Like, how much more conceited can you get?
Happy birthdays.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyways, it says, back to this article in the Washington Post, it says, the title says, democracy dies in darkness. Because the word democracy in today's plane is that everybody's supposed to be equal, but it dies in darkness. Because when you really break down the truth of democracy, there is no such thing,
Yeah.
right? And that's why we're speaking about Christopher Columbus, because he didn't have democracy when he came over here, man. He had a plan to rule over this side of the world, not only for himself in Europe, like Queen Victoria, but as well, Elizabeth, as well for himself. So it says, which of the courses was already inhabited by Native Americans, and he never thought he had found a new continent. You may also remember that it is believed that North explored. Slake. Let me go down to. Okay, Christopher Columbus was a brutal viceroy and governor of the Caribbean islands on which he did land. He committed atrocities against the native peoples on the islands and decimated their populations, while he also terrorized Spanish colonists, according to the biography. Why do we celebrate Columbus Day? And it's true. So, even Satan himself, alright, these devils themselves are telling you the truth about their own people and what they did to you without even knowing that that's what they're doing. That's how confused we are. That's how confused Israel is in this society, man. It's crazy how the truth is right in front of you, but you still love your oppressors. You love the society. You love the so-called white man, which is known as a devil, a deceiver, and you even love yourself to the point where you love all the wickedness you do, man. So when you break it down, the reason why Israel doesn't want to change is because it's true. Like the scriptures say, you actually delight in your wickedness.
Yeah.
You love to do wicked stuff.
It says Sirach 12 verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
It's crazy, man. Christopher Columbus, when he came here, the first two things he said was that the nation of people that live here are not only handsome or handsomely groomed, but they're also very generous, extremely generous, man. Jake by nature in their spirit is not about to cause war with you for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, okay, cool, you're over here, you want to eat, here's the food, here's what not to eat, here's what to eat.
Yeah.
But Esau wasn't thinking like, he wasn't saying thank you. He was saying thank you for helping me overthrow you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why you can't trust someone who lies once, I'm telling you, will lie again. And for them to not admit that, even, shows you how deceived they are themselves.
Yeah.
So I will never trust Esau, man.
Yeah. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
See, you Jakes, some of you Israelites are not ready, man. That's why the Most High is doing a sifting. Because you'll get Jake, who've been out here preaching his truth or claiming to be men and followers of the Lord, and when it's time to do the right thing, and Esau is complaining and crying to them, they're gonna get soft.
Yeah.
They're actually gonna get soft, and they're gonna be like, you know what? You know what, man? He might be a Jake, bro. He's crying about it. You know what I mean?
He's not even sure just because of his emotions.
Just because of his emotions.
Yo, and there's a reason why the Lord said that He would put His anger in us, man.
Come on, man.
You know?
Come on, because we need it.
Yeah.
Not only like, it's crazy, man. Like when you see someone's true colors, you obviously get angry, and if they're wicked, you're like, yo, this person's fucked up.
Yeah.
I can't believe I used to be friends with this person, blah blah blah. And Jake will experience that feeling about Esau, and still at the end of that, be like, yo, you know what, man? Like I said, he might be a Jake, and blah blah blah. We never know. Look at all the emotion he's showing.
Yeah.
Instead of remembering what the Most High said, bro, these guys are deceivers by nature.
Yeah.
They're wicked by nature.
And it says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Yo, who out of all the adversities that we went through as a nation, who's always been there? Esau. Esau's always been there, man. And when it came to the worst type of slavery that Jake went under, it was the slavery under Esau.
Yeah.
Like the worst times of your lives and your whole generation, from living from day one to when Yahushua comes back, has been under Esau, and you still want to love him?
Because in this captivity, we lost the name of the Lord, which is most importantly, we don't know who we are.
Yeah, this is the worst captivity, man.
Yo, can
We
you
don't know
like
nothing.
you're right? Like imagine, man, you know, a creature not knowing what it's supposed to do and what its purpose is in this planet.
That's fucked up.
They just be, you know, pretty much going as the wind, right?
Yeah, come going as the wind takes
Yeah.
it. That's why, yeah, that's true, man. That's actually very true. That's why Israel's the only nation that doesn't want to be Israel,
Yeah.
because they don't know they're Israel. But at this point now, there's no excuse not to know you're an Israelite, man.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a so-called Latino or North American Indian or Negro, if your spirit vibes with what was being told,
You're an Israelite.
you're most likely an Israelite. And if you're not doing anything about it, there's no excuses at this point.
Yeah.
The amount of men that are out here preaching the truth and not just doing it, if it was like we were only coming out, at one point we were only coming out on Sundays and preaching, that's it. And we talk amongst ourselves. But now every person is putting in 3+ videos.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like the truth is just flourishing them.
So we
The
can't,
world.
it's coming. And so then, man, really, there's no time to be soft. It's either you know this or you're not, or you don't. Do you fear the Most High? Yes or no? You do? Okay, then we can move on from there. And if you don't, man, you're an enemy. If you don't fear the Most High, you're an enemy. Straight point.
Very funny, man. And it says he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. You know? That was it on that one about this goddamn devil.
You can, if you don't have a precept, you can get James 3:15 too after your precept.
I got one. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 21. It says, I'll start from verse 19. The Most High is not pleased with the offspring of the wicked, neither is he pacified for sin by the multitude of sacrifices.
Everything that Esau, because Esau will do that shit. Esau will talk shit like that. Okay, you say we're the wicked. We've done a lot of wicked things, but look at all the good things we've done for you.
What good thing?
Right. It'd be like, what
they
good
always
thing?
say good thing, but like name one, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Because Esau's idea of a good thing is that, hey, guess what? You can live in a home. Yeah, you can keep your family in there, but you have to pay me taxes. On top of that, pay me property taxes. On top of that, pay for the food that's already yours.
Yeah.
And then breathe this shitty air while you're at it. And shower in water that we don't know. Like, God knows where it came from.
Yeah. And even the scripture says, you know, in Isaiah, you know, you should not join house to house. So having apartments is wicked. So
Yeah,
fuck you,
God,
man. You know? Cut the devil, man. You know?
Oh, shit.
You know? Everyone should have their own land, you know, their own, cows, you know what I mean?
Their own stable.
Yeah.
Their own, basically.
Yeah.
But only the elite get that shit.
Yeah, but hey, when the Lord Yahweh Shai cleansed this earth, like the scripture says, you know, that the earth is going to stretch itself, so the earth's gonna get bigger than what it is now.
Yeah,
You
Not
know?
to mention we have other planets to go to.
Yeah. Yo, the earth's bigger, bro. Yo, that's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, like.
Go to other galaxies and see what's going on over there.
God, yeah, I can't even comprehend all of that.
I know. It's a whole different.
it's a heavy thing, man.
That's crazy, man. That's why, I laugh at Esau because, you're really trying to do what the Most High is trying to do, but you do it on such a smaller plane.
Yeah.
Like Esau studying from nothing and going to these different countries.
Yeah.
And then conquering them.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, on the side note, back then these Jewish people that we know that are the so-called Jews today, back then they were kicked out of 109 different countries because of their wicked shit, their wickedness, man.
A vagabond.
Yeah, vagabond and fugitive.
And a fugitive, yeah.
And it's funny because Job said the same thing, man. They were chased by men. Being roughly paraphrased, being Job 30, being called liars and thieves.
And you know what's crazy is that Esau's idea of paradise, and living up good. We're gonna show Esau what it is to actually live good, because Esau's idea of living good in this kingdom is having a goddamn Tesla, man. Like, this is a fucking ride, man. Like, relax. But again, you know what? I'm glad that we're at the end of our curses, man. I'm so happy because now we don't have to think about this no more. We don't have to go through this rather no more, man. And if you're telling me that that fucking ride that this went by is is what people praise, and like that means that you're rich. Bro, like we're talking about having chariots, man.
Yeah, almost like it's like that's the peak of happiness, is to have a Tesla or a Mercedes Benz or a nice house. That's the peak of your happiness.
Yeah, but it's like, God damn, man. In the kingdom, we're gonna have bodies that will never get sick. We're gonna live right. The heathens are gonna be living good in the kingdom after Esau is fucking gone, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Things are gonna be in order. They're still gonna be under us. Yeah. But guess what? The scripture says, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. But when the righteous bear through, the people rejoice. What people? Right. Everybody, man.
That's right.
Everybody's gonna rejoice in the kingdom, man. But you're gonna have different levels of it, different levels of happiness in the kingdom, man. The heathens are they're still gonna be happy.
More happy than Israel.
But Israel's gonna be way up there, man.
And even in Israel, the elect are gonna be more happy than Israel.
Yeah, exactly. It's
crazy. Yeah, it's actually crazy.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm an artist.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
I'm good.
You too. Yeah. And it says, verse 20, whoso bringeth an offspring of the goods of the poor doeth as one that killeth the son before his father's eye. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
Ooh.
And
tell me they didn't do that to North American Indians, man.
Yeah, they took their neighbor's living.
That's right, man. Even with Latinos.
Yeah.
When Christopher Columbus came over, he destroyed everywhere you lived. That's why on his voyage, because he made a couple voyages back and forth. He would take a couple of you jakes with him to go serve over there in Europe, mixing and mingling over there, and then bring more people over here and conquer more and more and more until what? Until you Israelites will push to the corners of your land, to where like everything is kind of regarded as like they live in the reserves. Yeah, the reserves. Yeah, bring the backups in the game. That's what they look at.
Yeah, which the reserves means the ghettos.
The ghettos.
Which means outside of the city.
Outside of the city, right?
And when you look at the reserves, it's actually outside of the city,
man.
Yeah.
Treating you like animals, man.
Yeah.
You don't let your cow that you're farming and all that, everything that you're harvesting, they don't live in the house with you. Mm-hmm. Live outside. That's how they treat you Israelites, man.
Yeah.
And yet you still refuse to listen to the truth. You come up against the men of the Lord and praise Esau every day. And then you complain why you're in the state you're in. I mean, you just gotta wake up. You gotta wake up to the truth.
It says, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder.
We're constantly defrauded, bro.
Yeah.
Just go look at your taxes when you're on a paycheck, on a pay stub. I had a paycheck that was supposed to be originally $1,200, but I got commission $800, $2,000. That shit went down to $1,500. So it's like, what's the point? And out of the $800 that they actually said I made, they took $400 and told me I actually only made $400.
Yeah.
Why show me $800 then?
Yeah. And then it's like, it's so funny because like at the end of the year, Esau's gonna say, well, you made more than what you're supposed to, so now you gotta owe me money. Like when you go do your taxes,
15-hour days,
10-hour
days, whatever, 8 hours, 40, 80 hours bi-weekly.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? When you make below what you're supposed to, Esau only gives you like $1,000. You know what I mean? The fucking devil, man.
You guys are crazy, man.
Like,
the fact that you have to wait 2 weeks. I don't care what anybody says. That is not normal. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't. That's not how it used to be back in the day. Even Yeah, back in the day, around like 2,000 years ago, when you got paid, when you did work, you got paid that day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what the law says.
That's what the law
you know,
says,
that
yeah.
when you hire someone to work for you, it's your job to pay them on that same day before the sun goes down. But in this society, they even say that this world has enough money that we should only work like 2 days in a week and have 2 weeks off. You know what I mean? And actually, and actually have enough money to be able to pay our rent. You know what I mean? And actually make a living. We should only be working for 2 days and then have 2 weeks off, and then come back to work for another 2 days and then have 2 weeks off. That's how it's supposed to be. But because Esau wants to depopulate the planet, he's gonna literally run you up, man.
And also greedy, man.
Yeah.
Because these fucking devils are greedy as hell.
Yeah,
they have no balance, man.
Yeah, he's not
No
satisfied.
balance, man. All you do is all you care about is greed.
And on top of that, he's feeding you shit. And then telling you to work. Yo, if I was a master and I had slaves, you best believe I'm gonna feed them well, because you know what? You're right.
They need to work well.
Exactly, bro. It's just that simple. Why the fuck would I put them, through a bunch of fucking captivity, right? And then I'm gonna have them, I'm gonna go through hell, and they're not doing the best that they can. In the kingdom, Esau is gonna go through a bunch of hell, But I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
He's still gonna do good.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, think smart.
Yeah, it's just logic.
You know what I mean?
And that's why Esau, that's why you devils are idiots, man. Even simple logic has that you're unbalanced with. So how much when it comes, that's why no wonder when it comes to the Most High, Esau, it's not until you bring the Bible out you see Esau's true colors.
True colors, yeah.
It makes sense to me, because even out before you bring out the Bible, Esau can't even comprehend being righteous in the simple fact of paying you when you work that day.
Yeah.
For some reason, they see the logic in withholding your money for 2 weeks, going into your account and taking money out without even telling you.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you owed the government some money and they needed something, they would just they can find you. They can call a new number that you just got today.
Yeah.
They will call you, be like, hey, is this so and so? You owe money here and here. If you don't pay it on time, we have the authority, to go
legal action.
exactly. I'm going to go into your account and take it out.
Which that authority was never explained to you.
Exactly.
That's another thing, man.
Right?
And that in itself is simple to be righteous in. But Esau can't be righteous in that. That's why when you bring up the Bible, it's over. You bring these scriptures on these devils, man, they show you their true colors in an instant.
That's right. So cute ass guy that is,
I know. Yeah, there's something. They have like 5 of them. I see like 10 nations in there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like
Gad, Jake, Benjamin, Judah.
Naphtali, Manasseh. I know Manasseh is in there too.
Come on, man. Let's see a healthy portion in there.
And then, Issachar,
a little bit of Issachar too. Yeah.
That's funny, I see like 10 of them. Yes, this one, God. Go back to Sirach 24 verse 20, 34 verse 23. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then that but labor? Exactly. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then but labor? When one prayeth and another curses, whose voice will the Lord hear? He that washeth himself after touching, but that's at the end of that. Yeah. Just going back to that. Those two just remind me of the kingdom, man. In the kingdom, the woman that we're gonna have, bro. They're gonna be on point. They're gonna be, they're gonna keep their eyes single, only towards you. You know what I mean? They're gonna be virgins. And they're gonna be a righteous woman. If you can find that,
that's why the Most High said. That's why the Most High said. So brothers are going through hell for women.
Finding a righteous woman is like finding something more than gold, bro. That is like fucking precious, bro. But again, you will not find a righteous woman in this world.
Every woman's gonna have their
You know?
wickedness, man.
Exactly.
Every woman's gonna have their
Oh,
wickedness.
yo, like I'm just thinking about that, bro. Like, yo, in the kingdom, just having a righteous woman is gonna put you at so much ease that you won't even believe it, man.
You get to have a numerous amount of them.
Oh, bro.
That's how you know it's the kingdom,
Oh,
right?
man, that's
how you
crazy.
know it's the kingdom, because it's kind of like you believe it, but you don't believe
Believe
it.
it, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, damn.
Yeah, because honestly, man, like a lot of the hell that we go through is the stress that these women put on us, man.
Oh,
man.
absolutely. Like, yo,
Oh, fuck, man.
damn near, outside of Esau, your number one enemy is your woman.
And she that is my enemy. That's what the scripture says.
God.
Shall see it, and shame
Exactly.
shall cover her.
Yeah, because
You
she
know?
will, man. A lot of these women, man, they want our downfall, man.
Oh,
They're preying on our downfall.
Yeah.
And when we, Lord willing, we're of the elect, we get beamed up into the chariots, man. They're gonna see it.
yeah, they
And
will.
they're gonna be like, fuck.
I should have been with him. You know,
Oh, yeah, you know,
I
I
treated
should've-
him good.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
all of his days.
All-
You know, like the scripture says, you will live all your days.
And they'll talk like that too. That's hilarious. I got a precept.
Good.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, man, cause man, honestly, bro, like, man,
Yeah, having.
because you know, in this kingdom, like, you gotta treat your woman like a child, man. Like, they're emotional. You know, you gotta give them what they want. You know, otherwise they'll freak out on you. It's just like it just puts so much stress on you, man. You know, finding a woman that will be on the same mindset, bro. Like being on the same page as you and not disagreeing, because we're not gonna disagree with our woman in the kingdom. It's what the man says, that's what goes.
Yeah.
You know, just like that movie, like, you know, I'm coming to America, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like, you know, what's his name, told the woman, you know, so like, you know, what do you like, you know?
Yeah.
And the woman said, like, you know, whatever you like.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
whatever you like.
Because, like, you know, because, like, you know, she said, like, you know, pretty much, like, you know, she was, like, you know, prepped, you know, and groomed to serve him only.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how the kingdom is gonna be, bro.
That's right.
You know? Oh, you're good, fucking beautiful, man. I can't wait, bro.
This is Romans chapter 1, verse 28.
What's up, man?
Hey,
Oh, yo,
guys.
man, thanks a lot, man.
Much appreciated.
Fucking cold out there.
Yeah.
Okay, the sugar there, I don't take sugar, so there's cream already in it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, man,
Appreciate
hold on,
it.
hold on. Like, you know, like I have a scripture here for you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, just 1 second.
Yeah.
You know,
It's cold, eh?
It is cold out here.
Yeah.
It really is.
uh,
Still gotta do the work though.
that's right.
Don't warm me up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
No big deal.
That's right. You
What
know,
we do. That's what we do.
that's right. You know, just 1 second here, bro. You know, this is in the book of Matthew. You know, because you know, like everything, you know, that like, you know, you just did, you know, pretty much, you know, is a part of the scriptures. You know, this is in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 24. You know, it says right here.
What you do for us, you're doing for the...
You know, sorry. Sorry. So yeah, Matthew chapter 10 verse 42. Okay, it says right here. It says, actually I'm gonna start from verse 41. It says, "He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward." Now this is the point. "And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you that he shall in no wise lose his reward."
Yeah,
Know
but
what I
there's
mean?
balance in that. That's,
Hey.
honestly, that's
Yeah,
there's
you know?
balance in that. Do
Yeah.
not just because like
You know,
yeah,
a
it's
cold
not
drink,
you,
you know, cold
you might
water.
not you know like some people think we're like ravaging wicked men, you know, you're young all the time. But if you're able to like see that, yeah, you're not out here doing what we're doing.
No,
Yeah.
But you
we look
acknowledge-
after you.
Exactly, you know.
acknowledge what we're doing, and you do your best to look after us. That's
Yeah.
righteous in itself.
Yeah, you know.
Cold.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like, and the scripture says that you will receive a righteous man's reward. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so pretty much it's like it's like a one body. You know, not everything in that one body can do the same thing. Like for example, you know, the feet can't do what the arm does.
The eyes, exactly. But
Exactly.
coming from you is even
Exactly.
bigger because you're the priest.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. So there you go,
The
man.
Asian,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Exactly, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Take care, brother.
Take care, man. Thanks. You know.
It's funny. It's good that you remember that you're
Yeah,
Asian.
exactly. So again, right? Like it goes to show you, man. You know that. You know, it's like, you know, just like the example, you know, that I gave. It's like, you know, we're all building that one body, you know, and you know, like, you know, I'm a his lot, you know, you know,
That's not the first.
Yeah,
He's giving us money.
yeah, you know, like, you know, giving us cold drinks and so on and on, you know, the Lord is gonna give him a righteous man's reward, Lord willing, you know, if he endures in that lot.
Yes, yeah,
You know?
and Khan, yo,
Yeah.
see, that's deep, man, because that's deep what you just said. Because yo, it's true. Not only is it true that every man has his own lot
Yeah,
in this, but it's not just recognizing your lot half the battle, but enduring in your lot.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
yeah,
But he could be enduring things that could be easy or hard to any of us,
yeah,
right? But
Yeah.
they're hard for him in his lot.
yeah.
That's why they're in prison.
Come on. This is in the book of Mark, chapter 9. Verse. Oh, kind of, you know, like it's the same thing. Like it's talking about the same thing, man. But yeah, you know, that's what the Lord said, man. You know, if you give unto these little ones, which these little ones, you know, are the men that were pretty much renewed, reborn in the mind. You know, being, you know, I'm a reborn in the spirit, not physically, but in the spirit. You know, if you give them, you know, a cup of cold water, the Lord's gonna look out after you, man. You know, in this case, it's cold out here, so you know, for like, he brought us, you know, like a warm drink,
Yeah,
which is,
drink.
you know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No script.
You know,
No, Jake should be taking that shit literal.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. You know what I mean? But again,
Yeah.
man, you know, like
You gotta
get
say
these
it.
Christians, you know, bring you an ice cold ass water and like minus
Yeah.
47
Yeah,
outside.
See, I'm doing what the
It's
scriptures say.
cold. Word for word, brother.
Brother.
Good.
Jake's a wicked, man.
Good. That's right.
That's how you know they do that shit for. They do that shit for show.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
to like, it's like
Yeah,
to
you know,
have eyes on them, have
Yeah.
an audience on them.
And that's why the scripture even talks about, you know, when you pray, you know, don't be like the hypocrites, for they like to be seen of men.
Man,
you know,
praying secret.
yeah, it's supposed to be a secret thing between you and the Lord. You know, and even in the Apocrypha, okay, it tells you that before that praise, prepare yourself. You know, get ready, man.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna talk about. The
Yeah,
Lord
don't-
already knows, you know,
don't-
but don't just go there and like, you know, and like
Just talk shit,
Yeah, you
yo.
know what I mean? You know, just because like, you know, that will put you in a position where you're doing something that you don't even feel like doing.
You know what's
Right?
crazy? You say that, man. Yo,
Yeah.
there's times, like
You just mumble and you know what I mean, like you repeat yourself,
Yeah,
and you know,
yeah,
and you know, like in the word tells you not to repeat yourself over and over. You know,
Yeah.
like when you pray. You
it's
know what
crazy,
I mean?
man. Cause like a personal testimony, when there'll be times where I'll pray because I need to pray.
Yeah.
I have something on my mind that I need to talk to the Most High about.
Yeah.
Or Yahweh Shai about.
Yeah.
And then other days where I'm like, yo, I'll get in the routine of praying when I first got in this truth. I'm like, oh yeah, you have to pray. And now, like, I'm at the point where, like, yo, like, I'll if I don't have no conversation, nothing to talk about, is, you know, Baruch How Shai, and then I'm in bed. But if, like, I'm not gonna go and just try to pray, you know, I'm like, if I have something on my mind that I need to talk to you, I want to talk to Yahweh Shai about, like a scripture I can't find, or the understanding of a scripture,
Yeah.
or whatever it may be.
Exactly, because you want to do something intentionally.
Yeah, intentionally, you want purpose.
Exactly. You don't want to just do something because again, right? It's like if you're not ready, right? Why would you do it? Because then it puts you in a mindset where as if you're being forced to do it.
Yeah, it's,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
It's, yeah.
You know, it should be something that you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, you should not have to feel like you're being forced to go and pray.
Man, if you feel like
No?
you're forced to come out here and the highways and byways more than anything. You're gonna, like if that's your feeling that you get stuck with forever, you're gonna fall out.
Yeah.
Because man, even Apostle Har said that, man. He said when I first came out here, I came out here out of fear. That makes sense. That's how you start.
And then
the
after
beginning
you
of
start to
wisdom
like
is
it,
fear.
yeah.
And then after, right? And then after, yeah, exactly. After a while, you start to like it. Now he's like, yo, I actually love being out here. I look forward to it. I can't wait to come out here and preach the truth.
Yeah.
To Israel.
Exactly, man.
So you can see the evolution of things. Because nothing.
Oh, it's lag.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
It's good. Just spilled.
As long as I'm on you and the camera.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's just over here on the side.
Nothing made to be forced. Nothing that's forced constantly is going to be done well. You know, it can't be forced.
Yo, I got a perfect scripture for you just because just because you said that.
Yeah.
This is in the Apocrypha. Okay. Like this kind of goes under the same umbrella. Now this is in the book of like you were just saying, nothing that is forced. What's it called? Like
Yeah, nothing that is forced
Yeah.
done well. Yeah.
exactly. This is in the Apocrypha, right? In the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 4, I start from verse 28. It says, "But as concerning the things thereof thou ask me, I will tell thee. For evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good." So pretty much saying that before righteousness can come,
Yeah.
wickedness has to be wiped out,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
And it says, "For the grain of the evil seed had been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time." That's right. So in the time of Adam there was wickedness. How much more now? Because it keeps getting worse and worse as the years go by, as the generations go by, right? And it says, "And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come?" It says, "Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they fill?" Verse 34 and verse 33 and 34 are the points. "Then I answered and said, How? And when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, Do not thou hasten above the Most High, for thy haste is in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded." Right? So pretty much,
Yeah, take it day by day.
exactly
Man.
everything the Lord has, it has to come to pass before these things come to pass. Before, as much as we want the kingdom to come tomorrow, there's prophecies that Yahweh Shimon Shai, has to, I'm pretty
Has
much
yet to be fulfilled.
exactly, So, I'm a things, I'm a things, that are not done properly,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, things that are forced.
yeah,
Yeah, hasted.
things that are forced are not done well. You can't force the kingdom to come. Just like how, you got some of these wicked Israelites who want to build their kingdom in Esau's
Here.
kingdom.
That's
What the
them
fuck?
forcing it.
Exactly.
They're hasting.
Exactly. It's like mixing water and oil.
Yeah,
What the
come on.
fuck, bro?
Yeah,
You can't do
yeah.
that. You can't build your kingdom in Esau's kingdom because there's wickedness here. How the hell are you going to bring righteousness in wickedness? And then, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
gonna
come on.
work. Just like the verses above, it said that you have to wipe away, the wickedness first, man. Right? Right? Do you have another scripture?
Yeah, Con. 2 Corinthians
Okay, Con.
6 and 2.
Con.
Look at that real quick.
Con. 2 Corinthians 6 and 2.
Yeah.
Con, that's right, bro. That's crazy, man.
So, fellas, you guys know that you're Israelites according to the Bible? You know that? Yeah, taking it in.
That's a judgment. Right?
Yeah, that's it. It's that simple, man. I don't even. You know, it's funny. I used to remember when I used to get like a little hurt by that.
Yeah.
When we first started, I was like, "Yo, these guys don't want to be Israel."
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
2 Corinthians
Scripture
6?
6 and 2.
2 Corinthians 6 and 2.
Because you know, okay, yeah, Khan. So because my mom was telling when the brother was talking about that scripture, man, when you think about it, anything that's forced is done in haste. Obviously, that's why
Yeah.
it's called forced. And it's true, man. Timing of like when it comes to this truth, you're at a place where now you know not only what's happening, but you know how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The next thing for you to develop is patience. Just
Yeah.
learning to wait.
Exactly.
That's the only thing you need to develop after that, because this is where we're at. We know what's happening and how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We just don't know when, so we just need to wait. We know it's coming soon, and that's where it comes to. That's where it comes all the way back to patience, man. You know, I tell my clients, I'm like, yo, how many of you are patient? They're like, yo, what are you talking about? How many of you can suffer or get through one of my workouts and suffer it without complaining?
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Same thing with this truth. How much of us can know what's going to happen and how it's going to happen
Yeah,
and
and
suffer it
That's
without
why-
complaining?
Yeah, that's why the scripture says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Exactly. So timing is everything, man. A wise man is patient.
Yeah.
He understands timing.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and read that.
That's right. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2. For he says, I have heard thee in time accepted, and in the day of salvation, which I what's that word? Secured.
Where are you looking at?
This one, salvation have I secured thee.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, secured, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, they should put O in there.
Yeah,
Secured.
yeah. In the day of salvation have I secured thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation.
That's right. So, like, when that time comes, when it comes to that time of salvation, that's the time for you to express that. Some like yo, Israel, Jake wants to express salvation in this kingdom.
You know.
How like that's exactly what you just said, man. It's like putting oil on water. That oil is you knowing that the scriptures is here, knowing that the kingdom is here, and knowing about salvation, but you want to express your salvation here. That's why you guys sell out. That's why Nate sold out, because he wanted to express his salvation here. So he's like, you know what? Like now he has boats that he travels on.
Yeah, you know.
No one even knows what's his name's at. The one guy who's running from province to province because he was ripping people off and they wanted to kill him.
Polite.
Yeah, no one even know where Polite is.
Yeah, Polite is a scam artist, man.
You know, these guys are all, and you see how it doesn't work? Because you try to live your salvation out here in this kingdom, it retaliated on
It
you.
backfired. The curses are still
Backfired.
alive. The curses are still here.
God.
Until Yahushua comes and beams the elect, and the elect start to have children,
Yeah.
guess what? The curses are done.
No balance, man. These scriptures were given to you so that you know, so that you would have hope. Not so that you try to live it out right here, right now.
Yeah.
You know, and if it was given to you for that purpose, it means you would never have the elect anyway.
And it says, verse 3.
Yeah, you can go to verse 3.
Verse 3, giving no offense in anything, that the mystery be not blamed, but in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of
Oh,
Yahweh
sorry.
Shemashah. That was it?
Yeah, you can cut off from there. My bad.
Alright.
You can get Ecclesiastes 3.
Come. Ecclesiastes. Chapter 3, verse 1.
Chapter 3, verse 11.
Come on. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11, and it reads, it says, He has made everything beautiful in His time. Also, He has set the world in His heart, so that no man can find out the works that Yahweh Shemashah maketh from the beginning to the end.
That's right, man.
Damn.
That's like,
That's power right there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, how do
when I
you-
read that? That's power.
yeah, man. Like, how do you come up against that, or how do you try to explain that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why, knowing this Bible alone, man, a lot of people take the Most High's word for granted. Because knowing the scriptures alone puts you on such a high level, on a different level compared to the people that live in the world, sometimes for you, it's actually that level is so different, it's so high or different that this just the truth is simple. But to the world, it's complicated.
Yeah.
And the world and the world to you is complicated, while the truth is simple.
Come.
So it's completely backwards.
I got a scripture. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 4 verse 1. And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer and said, Thy heart hath gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High? Then said I, Yea, my Lord. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee. Wherefore, if thou canst declare me one, I will show thee also the way that thou desirest to see. And I shall show thee from thence the wicked heart cometh. And I said, Tell on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, Go thy way, weigh me the weight of a fire, or measure me the blast of the wind, or call me again the day that is past. Then answered I and said, What man is able to do that?
Exactly. The man was like, he's like, all right, now you think like, okay, you know much?
Yeah.
All right, go weigh a fire. What? How do you weigh fire?
Exactly.
That's
But
the point. Go turn back time.
yeah, but you know what's crazy is that the end is supposed to show you that these are things that are dwelling with you. So how the fuck can you not do? You know what I mean? So even though we are in this world, there's a shit ton of things that we don't even understand, bro.
Yeah.
But then you got people who want to understand the way of the Most High.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean?
I was just talking to another brother who like believes in this.
Yeah.
He's not out here preaching yet, but he's believing in this and he's studying the scriptures, watching the apostles.
Yeah.
And like, we're always talking about, because he's in that, like, we're always talking about the scripture because he's in that heightened state, right?
Yeah.
He just first got in
Yeah,
and
yeah.
listening and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm telling me, the Most High. Yesterday I was like, you know what's crazy? I broke it down to I was like, the Most High is everything. Obviously, it's crazy, but when the Most High thought it was time to create things and start creating, the first thing he thought of was Yahweh Shai. That's insane. That's like if you ask Kobe Bryant, who you make the top 5, and who's the first person you're gonna have on your team? He's like, Emmanuel Jones. You'd be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You must think high of me,
Yeah.
For the first time the Lord thought of creation, he thought of Yahweh Shai.
And then, allow Yahweh to do everything that he had thought of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like telling him, I was like, sometimes, man, you're better off you're better off replacing Yahweh with Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Because to think on Yahweh's level, to try to like think that Yahweh all the time, it's actually it's actually almost arrogant. It is arrogant, whether that's sincerely done or ignorantly done, or non-sincerely, it's arrogant.
Yeah,
Because it's Yahweh Shai who does everything, bro. When there's no prayer that you pray that Yahweh Shai doesn't collect to receive and give to the Most High.
Yeah, and honestly, just thinking about what you just said, that goes to show that the Most High is very unselfish, man. I'm giving all the glory to His Son, and when you worship the Son, you by default worship Him, right? Right? So right? So I'm pretty much, He's getting His,
His glory at the same time.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's kind of when you have a team, and you have a best player in that team, he doesn't care about anything but winning. So he's gonna I'm gonna distribute the ball, and make everybody better.
Yeah.
And then when you guys win as a team, he gets
the
that
spotlight.
glory.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Right.
It's the same thing, vice versa. Negatively.
Exactly.
That's what Yahweh Shai went through. What he went through.
Yeah.
Because whatever Israel did, he's like, okay, well, I have to be the sacrifice.
Yeah, he doesn't have to I'm gonna put up all the points and he does his part, and then as a team, when you guys that's what the scripture says, that we are joint heirs with the Lord.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm just going back to this again, right? And he said Then answered I and said, What man is able to do that? That thou shouldest ask such things of me? And he said unto me, If I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, or how many offspring are in the beginning of the deep, or how many offsprings are above the firmament, or which are outgoing of paradise, peradventure thou wouldest say unto me, I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into hell, neither did I climb up into heaven. Neither now have I asked thee, but only of the fire and the wind and of the day, wherethrough thou hast passed, and of things from which thou canst not be separated, and yet canst thou give me no answer to them. And then and then it went on, because he pretty much what I said, I could have asked you,
Yeah.
like I'm right like about the heavens,
Yeah.
or the deep.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I asked you
you
about
know,
things that
the
you're
things
around
that-
every day, and you
Exactly.
still can't give me answers.
Exactly.
Yo, what do you know about Manny? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're with him every day.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Right? Verse 10. He said moreover unto me, Thine own things which thou art grown up with canst thou not know. How much thy vessel then be able to comprehend the way of the highest, and the world being now outwardly corrupted to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight. That is evident in my sight. Then said I unto him, It were better that I were not at all. He was like,
Yeah,
"Fuck it, like I should have been dead."
Yeah, like, what a,
you know.
I should have been dead.
God, then we should live still in wickedness and to suffer and not to know wherefore. He answered me and said, I went into a forest, into a plain, and the trees took counsel and said, Come, let us go and make war against the sea, that it may depart away. Okay, fine, I thought that was it on that one, but that just that just goes to show you that that there's some things that are in our control,
Yeah.
that our people still cannot understand. But then they want to know the way of the Most High, man.
Yeah, man, there's love. There really is love in this.
Yeah.
You gotta stop thinking above what you can do. What you can do. So, anyways, with that was the last scripture.
Yeah, that was.
So with that, we're gonna close up. And we're gonna say,
Kahala Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakak Wadash.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone, and salutations to the elect, pushing His word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, man,
Come.
and destined destruction to His wicked kingdom and to
Come.
the further of Israel.
Come on,
Shalom.
Shalom.